sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media. This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is how you exit the Matrix. Propaganda is everywhere. It's on your phone, your TV, even plastered across that city bus that passes you each morning. And it's not just ads for the latest sneaker or the new diet fad. It can be deeper, more insidious. How many people do you know that are just super smart, but tend to just get all their information from one source? One single news outlet that has just one particular perspective on things. They echo their opinion, it becomes their gospel, and any other opinion is void. This is such a common thing that I've personally even been sucked into. And especially over the past few years, where I've noticed that one particular perspective can be very contradictory to another, and me having to navigate that appropriately and not let bias get in the way. One of my best friends has completely different beliefs than me, and he thinks a certain way and I think a certain way, and we still managed to have a very great friendship. But there was one particular incident where he had a very specific stance on something and I did as well, and we sat down and we looked at all the news articles in relation to that stance from different sources. And we looked at the data and the tone and the very specific messaging that they were trying to get across. And we noticed that there was no right answer. They both had very specific agendas. And we just saw how much BS was coming from both ends and how they both wanted a certain outcome and they wanted you to feel a certain way. And he didn't change his mind on the stance, but he could see how certain people were spinning things. And that's where becoming an analyst of the unseen needs to take a priority seat. When a sensational story grips the masses, step back from it. Look at the facts and then look at them again. What are they really trying to say? What's really going on behind the scenes? What do they want you to do? Why do they want you to do it? We're taught from a young age to learn, not to question. But questioning is the very essence of learning. This is not about skepticism for the sake of doubt, but the pursuit of clarity. I once sat in a class where a professor posed a question. Why do you believe what you believe? Throughout my life, I just gathered so many beliefs that I wholeheartedly knew and thought they were my truths, but I didn't have a core understanding as to why I believed them. See, questioning deeply is like diving into the ocean while everyone else is just comfortable in the shallow end. It's about finding the courage to hold a mirror to your convictions and ask why. How do I know this is true? What if I'm wrong? How many of you have beliefs that are just handed down to you for generations? I've had a ton, but it's been through questioning these beliefs and really challenging them and seeing if they are beliefs that are actually my own or someone else's that are just being pawned down to me. I've always been someone that tends to go against the grain, and questioning deeply I feel like is an act of rebellion in a world where conformity is just put at the forefront and curiosity is not. I want to be informed about every belief I have, and when someone wants to have a conversation about it, I don't just spill out the headlines that everyone else is spilling, but I actually have innate understanding as to why I believe this. So when someone tells you a truth or a fact, don't let your first response be acceptance, but a subtle why. Embrace the discomfort of not knowing and being okay asking for more information. And a lot of times you'll quickly realize that they don't even know what they're talking about. Speaking your mind has become a beacon of authenticity, and this has become a cornerstone in becoming a free thinker in today's society. It embodies the courage to challenge the status quo, to question the accepted norms, and to stand firm in your convictions despite the pressures to conform. Every revolutionary idea, every groundbreaking change emerged from the voice of someone daring enough to swim against the current, and the voices that just refuse to be silenced where the true essence of progress lies. And speaking your mind isn't just about airing opinions, it's about fostering an environment where diverse viewpoints are not just tolerated but celebrated. It's a reminder that in the pursuit of becoming a free thinker, the most powerful tool is your own voice. We're so fixated on the shiny allure of the new, and yet the wisdom of ages is just tucked away often on dusty bookshelves that are just waiting to be discovered. Old books are not just relics of the past. They hold powerful perspectives of unfiltered wisdom. They're the whispers of long-gone thinkers that had opinions outside of political correctness. And one of my absolute favorites being George Orwell's 1984. Orwell's foresights into the erosion of free thoughts is just so chilling and so on it and so ahead of its time. To be a free thinker, you must dare to read old books. To let the undiluted voices of history argue with your present. They will evoke you, they'll infuriate you, they'll educate you, but oftentimes they will liberate you. Just because something is shiny and new doesn't mean it's always better and more informed. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you got value out of it, give it a thumbs up. I make weekly videos. Consider subscribing if you have not, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.
Bro, we brainwashed out here, bro.